A lot of us like to modify and customize our cars, so in this video what we're going to do is go through this Model X and show you what's been modified and customized, what accessories have been added, and please comment below what you like and don't like. So without further delay, let's get on with it. So what we'll do first is that we'll look at the external modifications and the additions first, and then we'll move inside. So starting from the bottom, as you can probably see, there's a carbon fibre overlay here on top of the black plastic, and that's from a company called T-Wrap. I'll put the website below and you can have a look at it, see if it's something that's applicable to yourself. And they make wraps for all the Tesla range as well as other models as well. If you go slightly above, you can see that the Tesla T has been coloured white, a white vinyl that's overlaid on top of the Tesla T there, and that's just to match it with the paintwork, and I've got a matching one on the back as well. And then on top of that you have a applique, a carbon fibre applique. It's actually real carbon fibre, and that goes on top of the existing chrome work, and that's from a company called RPM Tesla. You've probably seen them in other videos that I've made, and they're based in the US and they ship out to all over the world. Now the next accessory is something you can't really see that well. It's actually a PPF film on the front bumper and on top up to here on the bonnet. Now I made a separate video of that. I'll put a link of that below. It's definitely worth watching, especially the conclusion. And so that's the next accessory that we've added on. And I actually did it myself with a friend's help, and we were quite successful in fitting on I think we were quite successful in fitting it on, but we did make a few errors, but that was probably because it was the first time we've ever done it. But it is possible to do it yourself if you take a bit more care. Now as you go further down, I've actually tinted the bottom fog lamp and indicator, but even though it's been tinted, the indicator is perfectly visible, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then in addition to that, we've wrapped these silver forks as well, and again that was from RPM Tesla. And the wrap for the PPF and the fog lamp tint, that came from a company called R Vinyl. Now I have a friend who shipped over the vinyl, the PPF and this wrap for the fog lamp, because R Vinyl don't actually ship outside the USA. So I was very fortunate to have a good friend in the US who shipped it over to me. Right, so that's the front end, and then as we move down the side, oops, that's the door opening automatically, I'll just shut that. As we move down the side, the first thing is the carbon fibre door mirror covers. Again, these came from RPM Tesla, and very smooth finish. They're all matte carbon fibre finishes I've got here. And then along to the door handles, and this is probably a very useful accessory to have. Now they're useful accessories because these are usually in chrome, and when you keep on touching it, you get a lot of fingerprint marks on it, and even on the new Model S, this is gloss black, and even on the gloss black you get a lot of marks on it. So the carbon fibre wrap, again from T-Wraps, is very useful. It makes it look a lot better. Now if you look at the pillars along the roof line, these have all been covered in black gloss vinyl, along with the dechroming of all the window frames. So this area here is usually what's covered up when you're trying to dechrome a car, and this section here I cover up as well. And this was done from a local company called ProTint in Pennycook in Edinburgh, if anybody's interested, and they did a pretty good job, so thanks to them. And then we have the wheels. Now the wheels are actually originally Range Rover wheels, but or rather the style is Range Rover, but as a company in China that will ship them over to you, it's a company called Jova wheels. I'll put the website below again, and they'll create the correct offsets for your particular car, no matter what the style of the wheel. And again, you're buying from the manufacturer, so you'll get a very good price. And there's a separate video on that. There's a link below it. It's definitely worth watching in my view. Well, but then I would say that. So again, links below. So as we move to the back, we've got a plaid badge, but obviously this is not a plaid car, so therefore we're not trying to claim something we're not. It says not as mad as plaid, for those people who know what it means. A lot of people don't know what that badge is, so they're rather confused. So that's what that's all about. And then we have the rear number plate. Now the rear number plate's got a small design on it. Now this is from a company called 4 Dot. Now they're in the UK. If you look them up on the internet, you'll find a large variety of designs for front and rear number plates. And I've had them before from them, and they're very good quality. They are a little bit expensive. I think a rear number plate costs £100, so a little bit on the expensive side. So next we come to the rear applique. Again, this was all chrome before, and again that's to match the front, and that came from RPM Tesla. Now again, the Tesla lettering, that was originally silver, obviously, or chrome. So what I did was I wrapped those in white vinyl, and that highlights the lettering a bit more than normal. And above that is the Tesla logo. Now I took off the original chrome one and replaced it with a white decal, just to match up with the colour. And actually I liked it how Polestar have done it with their cars. They've actually made the badges body coloured, and that's really where the inspiration came from. Right, so as we move round, that's about all on the outside. Oh, we're missing one bit. The rear spoiler. Again, that was from T-Wrap, and they have a rear spoiler applique. This is probably done quite well. I did it myself. But there's one or two blemishes, but you can't really see them unless you really try to look for them. So that's the exterior rather of the car. So now let's move inside. Oh, there's just one more thing I forgot: the cameras and the indicators. These are again wraps from T-Wrap, but I'm going to replace these with carbon fibre appliques, just to finish, just so that it matches with the door mirrors. But as I said, that's the exterior of the vehicle. So now let's move to the interior. So let's move to the interior. Right. So what we'll do, we'll start from the bottom. So as we go down below, you can see that all the pedals have been changed to chrome pedals. Now if you have the performance version of this car, the Ludicrous or the Plaid, chrome pedals will probably come as standard. But in this model they were black rubber, so what you do is the accelerator pedal fits onto the existing accelerator pedal. The brake pedal you have to take off, and you just attach the chrome version, and you can also buy a footrest, a chrome footrest as well, just to give it a finishing touch. And I think it looks better replacing all three rather than just two of them. So into the car we go, and the first storage bin that you have in the front of the car, it doesn't come with this, so this is just an additional storage bin on top, and below you get the standard. And this is just for items that you use all the time. I think you can just pop them in there, and that's why it looks a bit better. So it's easy access for your sunglasses or odds and ends. That just closes like that. Right, so in these older Teslas, as in the S and X, the screen was obviously portrait, but underneath the portrait screen there was a storage shelf. Now here is a storage drawer, and this is an addition as well from RPM, and And this is excellent because when you had items just on the shelf here, if you accelerated rather quickly, all the items would just fall out on top of this, or they would fall into that if it was open, and that's not obviously very practical. So therefore the drawer is an excellent idea, and they matched it to the same trim as you get on the screen as well. Now in the back of the car we've added these seatbelt covers. So these give you these are more aesthetics, I think, more than anything else, but they actually do give a bit more comfort to the seat, to the passengers in the back, so the seatbelt doesn't dig into your shoulder. So they look quite nice when you have all three of them, but I think it's more aesthetic than anything else. So into the boot. Right, so the boot. This section here, if you buy the Performance, these are chrome as standard, but they're black on the standard range, so on the dual motor rather. So therefore I've added these on as an addition. So I remember these cost me, they were quite expensive, they cost me £69, and I found them on eBay, and just recently I was searching, and I found them for £20. So the moral of the story is, once you've bought something, don't go searching for it again, and no doubt you'll find it cheaper. Now this, in my view, I bought this net from Mr. Rare boot net, just from Tesla itself, and this boot net cost me £55, and it's my only regret actually, because it is a bit of a waste of money, quite frankly. One, at £55 is very expensive. You can get alternatives a lot cheaper, but second, I've never really used it, quite frankly, and I just bought it. This is one of those midnight purchases when you're trolling the internet at midnight or one in the morning, and you end up buying things that you don't really need, and this was definitely one of those purchases. So again, something I wouldn't really recommend. Now below that is your carpet mat, and I'm not really too sure now. I bought this vehicle used once it was a couple of years old, and so the mat actually came with it, but it's not something I would actually buy myself. But this looks like an official Tesla mat, but it's not something I would really buy myself. But as I said, if you use your car for, say, a work vehicle, perhaps then it's more useful. Otherwise I wouldn't really bother with it. Now I also bought a couple of bits of storage luggage, and I bought these off eBay actually. They cost about £50 each, and they just fit in the back of the car quite neatly, so it just keeps the boot a bit neater and tidier. So that's about it for all the accessories we've added to the car. Some you think are necessary, some you may think are not. Your views obviously are welcome. And if there's anything else that you think we should add on, please let me know in the comments below. But thank you for watching. So please like and subscribe, that'd be very much appreciated. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.